Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Motorcycle Rescuer and this is Motorcycle Rescuer. So yes, welcome back. My channel's about to hit 3,000 subscribers. I know Nat is nearing 1,000, so he'll be looking at monetizing if he's going down that route. And somebody asked me the other day, they said that they like the fact that I talk about how the system works. At 3,000 subs now-ish, the channel makes between 120 and 140 pounds a month. And that's adverts and clicks and stuff. Anytime you guys leave a comment or you click like, even if you click dislike actually, although we don't want to encourage that, YouTube recognizes that you're engaging with the channel. How it works is it's all automatic. The money's paid in automatically, normally around the 21st of each month. But what I try and do is I put a block on it. So I put like a 3-month block on it, and then what happens is if I'm ever really skint, which happens regularly, I can then go back onto the Google AdSense page, and I can literally unblock it, and normally 2 days later it comes in. So like last month, December, at some point I got really quite short money wise, just before Christmas, and I clicked on there, unblocked it, and money turned up 2 days later on Christmas Eve or something, which was absolutely perfect. So yeah, with 3,000 subscribers or with 2,500 subscribers, it was between 100 and 140 pound a month, which isn't much in the grand scheme of things, but technically this kind of little setup that could fund it. If you could buy a bike, it's close to being self-funded to an extent. So if you could buy a little moped for £200 a month and make money off that, then to an extent your little charity is kind of running itself. So it's pretty cool in that way. At the moment it runs itself because I put my own money or the profits from another bike into the next bike, and then that technically comes back, if that makes sense. So if I put £300 into a bike, technically when it's sold, that £300 is still mine. Plus whatever parts I've put in, and then the profit goes on to the next bike or whatever the charitable cause is. I've done a couple of recent charitable causes. I did one last week, and I remember thinking, I can't really remember what it was, but I remember thinking it's a nice one, and it would have been nice to have shown it on the channel. But again, I'm that person that doesn't like people recording good charitable deeds, and then of course we put our efforts and extra money into doing other people's bikes and projects as much as we can. So that's kind of how it works. So yes, if you get kind of 2,500 subscribers, your channel will bring in roughly £100 a month, depending on how many clicks you get, and the interaction, guys, the chat with people. You've got to chat with people on there. So yes, Sultan should be here soon. He better be here soon. But looking at the bike in the daytime, in one way is positive, and in another way is not so positive actually. The bright work really does need polishing up. Now, me being such a good buddy, I went out this first thing this morning and bought a good metal polish for him, because things like this, the levers, these wing mirrors. Someone said to me, someone was chatting on my Facebook page, that's a Motorcycle Rescuer Facebook page, and he said they were saying that these mirrors, they're junk, and you can't really see from them. That's not these are good quality, expensive ones, guys. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the cheap crap. These are rock solid, polished, stainless ones, so they're good. And actually all of the extras on this bike, that's an added extra. Live to ride, ride to live, Free Spirit. Now Free Spirit, this company is a company, I think it's in America, or in fact it might be Australia, and they make extras. I believe the exhausts are from them as well, and they're expensive extras, guys. These might be from them. The top of the brake fluid is from them. And then this rear end here, which looks like it would be from them, is actually from Givy. Look, it looks like it's a retro Givy system. Now, I'm surprised. I didn't know Givy made that kind of thing for a bike, unless at one point this came with some sort of extras like the baggage or something. Same cover on this side here. And then apart from that, it just needs cleaning up. You look at the kind of, surface rust. That little polisher will just take that away amazingly. Mothers will do the same. The auto green stuff will do the same. The forks will come up. We can get pretty much a mirror shine on the forks. But Sultan likes these stickers. I think these are German. It shows that the bike's been travelling. He likes them, but they drive me nuts. I'd be taking them off and polishing the forks if I was him, but it's his bike. Now, these side casings are the toughest part for us. We can get them cleaner. There's no, we can get them cleaner. That's easy. But you could get a mirror shine out of these. Nat could get a mirror shine out of these. So if Sultan was fussed, he could take that off on the other side, and even look the caps off them. You could get them to Nat or someone similar, and they could polish them to a mirror shine. I don't think it's not a show bike. I don't think it needs a mirror shine. I think it needs a clean. And we can do that with what we've got. So I think you're going to see a nice change today. If you look at kind of the bright work on that, once we get a bit of polish on that, it's going to come up so much nicer. But it needs to be Sultan. He needs to kind of pull his finger out today. There's the polish. There's rags in there. He needs to kind of do his part today, I think. And he appears to love this new bike, and it is stunning. So hopefully he'll pull his finger out and he'll get bits and pieces done. The other thing we want to do is we want to check the air filters, see if they're clean them if needed. We want to clean the spark plugs, so we don't know when they were done last. It was running a tiny little bit lumpy. It really wouldn't bother me. And a tiny little backfire every now and again. So the coils and spark plugs probably need trimming, and 2 new spark plugs wouldn't hurt. So I'm going to wait for him. He'll be here in a minute, and then we'll see where we're starting with this bike. The battery is currently on charge. Now, as Sultan's late, let me show you what a good metal polish will do to an area like this. So this is the Peak brand. I've got to be honest, I've not used it before, but generally a metal polish is what it is. The guy in the shop recommended this actually, and it was cheap. It was £4. So let's see what a good metal polish can do. Now I'm not going to go over the gold because I don't want to ruin it. I'm just going to go around it. Maybe get in between there just a little bit. Do that a bit finer at a later stage. Let's really get it. And you can feel it. It's still it still scrubs in some areas. Right, let's give that a bit of a buff with the cleaner area, and we'll see how we're looking. Better. Probably not as good as the mothers, actually. I think the mothers would have brought that up more, but if you compare the you see the roughness to the not so rough. What that could do with, I think, another coat and some wax, and I think that'll come up lovely. I think we're going to be taking this off anyway, because I don't know if they're the air boxes or if they're for show or what. So we'll pop them off, carry on, give them a good polish. A shot of the before and after. You see the brake cleaver, and there's the after. This stuff isn't great, guys. This Peak is not very peak. The Mothers brings it up much nicer. That would be shinier, and they would have come up much nicer. I think the Mothers is a bit more corrosive, and that's what does the work. I'm going to pull mine out, see if I have any left at all. I was getting quite low, but certain parts of this needs the Mothers first, and then that stuff maybe just to kind of give it a once over. Okay, we've got the Mothers. There's not loads left, but I'm going to show you a little comparison. This is after polishing with the peak, okay? And it's still kind of not great. This is before. Now I'm going to show you an after with the Mothers, and unless the metal works worse than I thought, it should come out much better with the Mothers. So give me a minute there, and I'll come back. So that's had the Mothers. It's a bit better. It's a lot better, actually, guys. It's a lot better. As in the Mothers cleans better than that peak stuff. It kind of cleans deeper. Alright, so we'll use the Mothers on the tougher bits. Even these handlebars, they'll come up nicer with the Mothers. What else? I'm just going to kind of give the bike a bit of a basic polish while Sultan's still not here. And, you know, get the bars. I showed you the bars already. They need a good polish, just to get rid of that surface rust. And then this bike's going to be stunning. Just all of these little bits. Look, just get them all cleaned up while you can. And then at some point we'll get a wax coat on them so that they're protected. Alright guys, so Sultan's here, 25 minutes late.
Yeah, later than that.
I wouldn't mind, but he messaged me an hour and a half ago and said, okay,
No, I said sounds like a plan.
I'll be there at 11. Bike looks so much better already, lots of polishing work. Look at the handlebars. All of that surface rust has come off, and that's without a layer of wax on it. Sultan's polishing the spokes. He's used to that kind of tight finger motion on that thin spoke.
I'm a professional, mate. Been doing this half my life.
He is a professional. It's that kind of, it's that pinch there. Look, it's the right, you know. So yeah, it's at the moment we're just polishing this thing up. We'll give the paintwork a bit of a quick polish. What we need to find now is the airbox. I have no idea where the airbox is. I don't think these are airboxes. I think they're for show. Am I what? Am I going nuts?
There's some kind of pipe thingy now.
Right, so the carbs are there. I think there's an airbox under that tank. Guys, I'm going to lift that tank. My guess is there's an airbox under that tank, and they're for show. So guys, the airbox is under the tank. It's actually part of the frame, which is pretty amazing. It hasn't been cleaned. Look at this, it's caked. I've just cleaned this side. So, in regards to the air filter, which is here, guys, yes, it's due a new one, okay? But because we want to scrape it through the Ulez, the bike has to be running rich. I mean, I'm still having people argue with me about that. They're still messaging me saying, don't be silly, it needs to run lean. Basically, the fuel drowns out the NOx levels. You're not really, you know, you're cheating the system. Let's be honest. We're cheating the system. We're hiding the NOx levels by running the vehicle overly rich. So what I would do is wrap a piece of foam around that like I did with Gary's. And then I'll put some masking tape around it. I want to minimise the air intake throughout all the jets, yeah? On the bottom, on the medium, and on the full throttle. That's the aim. And then you scrape it through the test, you come back, throw in a brand new air filter. Sultan will order a new air filter, yeah? And new spark plug. So guys, we're just trying to find where everything is on this bike. So no, that's not the coil though, so hang on, leave it, hang on. Oh, I wonder what.
What's your Allen key?
So that's the CDI. So we're looking for the actual coil, guys,
This one here.
which we can't find. No, that's the coil lead and the spark plug, Sultan. We're looking for what powers it, the coil itself. John, you might be... Oh, yeah, so it could be under here and under there. It's a really well designed bike, this, I think. I think John's probably right. There'll be a coil under there.
Or two.
Or a coiled snake. Yeah. I got a feeling there's one under here, John, and one on the top right. I don't even know what this is. This looks like an emissions control.
Or mission control.
Emissions. Yeah, emission control. Major Tom. Nope. Where's the bloody...
I think the tank's got to come off again.
There's no coil under it. At the top right, screws on, John.
Is that?
Right, look, this can't be that hard. Let's follow the coil lead. This one's here. It goes up there. It looks like it's somewhere up here, up the front. Does this come off? Oh, what a pain. Do you know what? We should Google it, shouldn't we? Let's pop these spark plugs, give them a clean, and we'll keep searching for these coils. What I like to do is I like to snip the ends a little bit off these because they get a bit corroded at times. Clean the spark plug and clean the connectors to the coils, making sure we've got, you know, full spark basically. So guys, what we've done so far today is we've cleaned the spark plugs, we've trimmed the coil leads, we've polished the bright work. What else have we done? We've checked the air box, we've cleaned the connections to the coils just to see if we can get it a bit more running, but that battery's no good, so I'm not sure will it start it. It might, Sultan. So guys, the hours fly at the garage, but we've done a lot of work on this thing today. What Sultan needs is a new battery, and he's ordered that already, so that'll be here in a couple of days. Tanya batteries are normally very good on eBay, so
It's already been shipped.
well, they say that, but it'll be sent tomorrow morning, I'm sure. But yeah, so hopefully we didn't fire it up with our weak batteries today, but actually with its normal battery, I'm sure it will.
Are you sure nothing?
I'm sure it will. It's actually a very cool little bike, I like it, and I think the little bits of servicing will help it. When we go for the Ulez thing, we'll have to double up that air filter, make sure we run it very rich, throw it in the back of a fan, let them do their dyno run. Hopefully it'll pass first time like Gary's, and we just throw it in the fan, bring it back, and then we service it properly. We put a new high flow air filter in and stuff like that, get it running at its best, but it will be on the system. I think it's a great bike. I think it suits you well. Balls to the floor and all that.
Yeah, right.
Nat said yesterday that it's small enough for you, which is quite funny. Because Nat was huge on his, do you remember? He's huge on his. But great looking bike, I think. And all the little added extras, all these panels, I think are really cool. I think it suits you down to the ground.